direct hot as shit. And the dead beginning of August out this joint. New month.
What's today's date?
New shit, August 9th. Crazy day for me.
Beginning-ish.
We'll get to that date later in the show. But,
Right on.
you know what I'm saying? We're back at it, man. It's the ball sleeves, of course. Good brother Stop in the middle. And, of course, the bro, the homie, you know, the ball. Ty over there in the cuts, man. Dread on the lens as always. The fucking four horsemen. As we do. The balls.
Yeah.
Podcast, that is. Back at it. So, as always, a lot of shit going on. Where do we begin? Do we want to talk about worldly shit? We want to get into like, what do we want to
Worldly
get into?
affairs, is that
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let's get into
Initiations.
some hot topics, I guess.
Hot
You know what I'm
topics.
saying? Come
Anything
on,
we
stop.
talk about,
Come
this
on, stop.
baby.
Come on with it.
Let's get into some hot
Come
topics.
on with it, man. You know, stop. Come on with it, man.
All right.
He conducts
So-
this train.
All right, this is one. I'm curious to hear everybody's opinion on this, too. So, you've probably seen the trailer for the movie about Fred Hampton.
Yeah,
And the
looks good.
snitch boy, that should look that trailer
What's the
brought me
exact-
Judas and the
Messiah.
Yeah.
Judas and the Messiah.
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya.
And the other homie, I can't remember his name, but he
Stansfield.
yeah.
Yeah.
Say his name again.
Lakeith Stansfield.
Cool, yeah. Shout out to both them brothers.
Yeah, it looks good.
So now,
Talented actors.
the issue is,
I am
or
a revolutionary.
the issue for some people is, how do you feel about black people who aren't descended from slaves in this country, black actors, taking these roles of historical...
How you gonna say that?
Wait, let me finish.
Oh, okay.
Taking and playing the roles of historical prominent black figures in the society, like Fred Hampton, like Martin Luther King,
Right.
like Harriet Tubman. You know,
Like Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo played Harriet
Erivo.
Tubman. What's his other name? Martin Luther King. The guy's name is Olawayo, or
Yeah, I forgot to pronounce. Don't give me the line
right,
on that joint.
But you know what I'm talking about. right?
Exactly.
So a lot of people have issue with that because they feel as if these immigrants or like children of immigrants can't bring the same life to the characters because they don't have the same history, the same attachment to slavery, to bondage. You know what I mean? That people who are descended from slaves, may have.
I don't know that
How can
black
you
people
just-
originated from London
Exactly.
either.
So like that's like they've had a struggle, and their struggle's still been the same. Some point in time, you're black, you dealt with slavery in your history. Like some part, your family somehow, some way.
I mean,
in different types of form, in different fashions. Not saying it was on the same level, of course, what we experienced, but I can't knock somebody else's slavery.
More than anything,
You
I
know
would
what I'm
think
saying?
that person of colors dealt with oppression. When they get pulled over, they're not going to ask what country you originated from. You're going to be dealt with as somebody of color between you and that officer or officers.
So they can pull from that.
Yeah, I mean, like, black people, I hate to assume, but I would think black people from any land other than the motherland are no strangers to oppression, to segregated acts, to any number of forms of racism, Londoners definitely included. But I will say, it's a shame that this Chairman Fred movie didn't come out like 30 years ago, because this would have had Fishburne written all over it.
Now,
He'd have been amazing.
I'll give you. Oh yeah, it's true.
Like Furious Age,
Yeah,
Fishburne, like, come on, dog. This
In the 90s,
that should have been a hit.
Now, how about this? Because I got to touch on this thing, because one of the issues is like what you said. Well, all black people weren't slaves. But
Right.
some of these actors who take on these roles, their families don't come from slaves. They're just immigrants who came
True.
to London and had issues finding work in London because of racism in the music movie industry in London. So then they come to America and take on some of these roles. Now, some people, right?
But we're talking about descendants going all the way to fuck back. Like, you get what I'm saying?
But it's not that- It's
More
not
than
that long
anything,
It's not that long ago.
it's not that long ago, but it's long enough that we have no direct
fact
impact. We have no direct relationship with slavery other than what our ancestors went through and then generations prior to us. So obviously they dealt with it, and so that we didn't have to. But anybody our age doesn't have any direct link to slavery. I can understand the American perspective that they would rather somebody American do that, but I mean, at the end of the day, the best person wins. I'm quite sure Americans auditioned for the role. It wasn't just earmarked for that motherfucker. He got it.
Well, I think for the Fred Hampton role, I think the director, Ryan Coogler, did want him.
Hey, he looks very good. I mean, there's a reason why Ryan Coogler wanted him, and he's black.
But I would say this, though, because I don't agree with the statement you said, well, like, we don't suffer the effects of slavery or something like that. We can't.
We weren't like directly, like we weren't whipped. We weren't directly slaves.
No.
So like, it's generations ago.
Like,
right.
So,
but we still do feel the effects. Of
absolutely.
slavery.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant we didn't come from a plantation, so we don't have that firsthand experience. So we can't begrudge somebody else for driving from whatever actors drive from to capture that.
Now let me say this to you, right? Because I'm sorry, I like to play both
This is
sides.
what we're here for.
Both sides of the fence, right? Now let me say this to you, though. Now, what about in the kind of situation like with Cynthia Erivo, where she had made some disparaging comments about Black Americans and the way they talk, and some text messaging app to other white people? Do you still feel like she should be someone who should play the role of Harriet Tubman,
feel
who
like
essentially
if
is a saint?
Yeah, I feel like if she earns the role, then she should get the role.
Yeah, I mean, the role, like what you do per se in your private life, like you know what I'm saying? I can't go off of that. But if you was built, just like he said before, I know other people tried out for Harriet, and if she gave that appeal that she was it, and by the looks of it, because for me personally, I can't watch that shit. I'm not watching none of them old ass slavery joints because I don't even want to be in that mindset. It's gonna make me mad at a certain race for no reason.
I didn't see Harriet, but one thing I read about it was that, like, I don't know if it's the primary antagonist, but one of them is like this black slave catcher.
Bigger long.
Yeah, see, I don't that shit, man.
But I would say this, me personally.
To me, and not to cut you off, but I just thought about this. It's more impactful for something like Snowfall, because the lead in Snowfall comes from London, and this is about the birth of crack in the 80s. Now you can 100% find somebody of our age or of that age
to represent
in that area
Ricky Ross.
that, you know what I mean, that could play that role, but he beat him out.
But I see what you're saying there, and I forgot about that guy doing that. It was the same thing with Stringer Bell, right? Like I didn't realize Idris Elba was
right, exactly, and that's such ingrained in culture that you don't even think about it anymore.
Or McNulty. In a situation like, you know what I'm saying? Like McNulty, the same situation.
But now I would say, like, okay, so we'll come back to a couple things here. So for me personally, if you're going to be disrespecting black people, making fun of the way we talk and this, that, and the other, I don't think you should be playing the role of one of our black heroes. That's just me. I don't like that.
But what if that already happened? She already played the role and then she went back and was making these jokes with these people. I'm not saying nothing makes it right.
But what if the comments are made before she gets the role? That's what I'm saying. That's some of the issue people have, right? So me personally, I don't think you should be able to disrespect us and play one of the roles of our saints, so to speak. Harriet Tubman is a real life hero, real life action.
But what you know about, but stop, this is where I go in and like you like try to play things, but like let's be real. If people wasn't so fucking nosy, how would you even know that shit? Who released some shit? Like that's something that she felt was private between whoever the fuck she was talking to.
No,
you just get what I'm saying? So it's not like she went on a public forum like how we talking right now and said these remarks at a table.
Right.
She's saying this in confidence to whoever, not saying this is right, but she's saying that in confidence. So I can't hold that against her before the role either.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
And I hear you on that, and I think we've talked about that before too. But the point is that it's 2020. And you know that if you are some sort of celebrity, you have to be extra careful with the things you say because there's a good chance that it could get leaked. It might not be something that you want leaked. You might think you're having this conversation in private, but it might get turned very public when you don't want it to, right?
True.
Right?
Very
now,
true.
I would say this also, right? So Daniel Kaluuya, I hope I'm not butchering his last name.
That was closer than what I would have came up with.
My man Daniel.
Right. He's been in several other films.
Yep.
Okay. But the breakout films for him were Get Out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's probably, well, this isn't a breakout, but I'm assuming that his next biggest role is going to be this Fred Hampton.
Right.
They're both at the core, at the center for both of these movies. It's race.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, so was Queen and Slim. He was in it.
Right. So, and these are issues facing black people here in North America, right? So what I'm saying is that he's given interviews where he said that he doesn't want to discuss race.
Yeah.
Like he's tired of it, it bores him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that it's not really fair for you to be the kind of actor who takes these roles
Yeah, that's going to
So,
inquire that
You've got to be willing to talk about race.
You
I
playing
don't think
fucking
so.
Fred Hampton, like I mean,
The only reason why you have a Fred Hampton is because of race and racism. The Black Panther Party is a direct result of racism and white
And this
supremacy.
is about
if
a
there was
snitch.
none of that, there would be no Black Panther
I
Party.
don't disagree with that, but he's acting. That ain't his cross to bear once they say cut.
Now, I say
He
this.
speaks to the role. He shouldn't have to speak to the civil rights experience. To me, the less you know about an actor's stance, the more attractive it makes him for various roles in any scope. So if I was in his shoes, I would say less and get more.
So look,
That's like talking politics at work.
Yeah, I mean, there's no direct value. I mean, after or during the role, maybe you get called for speeches or for advocacy. But if that's not your bag and you are so dedicated to your craft that none of that other shit concerns you, I don't know that I would judge somebody for
now,
that.
let me ask you guys this, right? Can you understand how some people can be upset
Yes.
by these immigrants taking these roles?
I can. I get that.
And also assuming that,
And not just people, I could get not necessarily just the basic public, but not for nothing, they ain't even on no hating shit, but black American actors that went out for this shit and felt they was good enough and possibly was.
and could relate to it.
And you know
because,
what I'm saying?
My
And brought something to it.
great-great-grandma was
Exactly.
enslaved.
Right.
They could pull something different from. I feel like if anything, they probably feel some type of way the fucking most,
Right.
Because these are getting tickets. Like now, it's like the cool thing, and I'm not hating on any immigrant, anybody from over the UK. Everybody earning their stripes how they supposed to. But in that, it seems like when it's coming to a number of lead black roles now, they're seeming that they're going overseas to these,
Everything
folks
Chadwick Boseman don't catch.
Yeah.
They go overseas.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
I missed that one.
I can understand people, especially black Americans who come from slaves in this country, North America. I can understand them being upset, like, hey,
Yeah.
why aren't we getting these? These movies are written about our lives here in America. Queen and Slim, Fred Hampton, I guess you could say Get Out too, really. I mean, the writers from America.
Right.
So why aren't you hiring black people from America to so that's one aspect, right? So I understand people being angry, I understand people being frustrated behind that. I definitely get that, right? And especially if you're not going to, answer questions on racism or not discuss racism, you're playing these race-heavy roles, you know what I mean? I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially Daniel Kaluuya. Hopefully after this movie comes out, the new Fred Hampton movie, he will be ready to engage in conversations about race. I feel like it'd be owed to the public and to the fans, people who support him, you know what I mean? To Black Panthers, like, come on. You got to talk about race. We got to have your perspective on it. You can't shy away from that kind of conversation anymore. You can't take those roles and do it. It's just not fair. You know what I mean? It's not.
See, it's
not
just
right.
like the third time you just said the F word. What the hell do you mean?
Okay, I'm just saying.
What's fair to you
Right,
would seem unfair to him. That he has to be on this platform and be this voice of civil rights that he didn't want to be.
Right.
So
he just played the role. If it goes into what he was saying earlier, it's his world once you say cut, and I'm off that fucking set.
I'd be damned
if
if you
shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
as
that's
soon as
just
you
it.
said
Like,
you felt like the public is owed this,
like he don't owe y'all shit.
No,
Like, you know
well,
what I'm
I
saying?
owe you a great performance. I owe
Exactly,
you
and that's what he
to
do. That's what
envision
he
Fred
do.
Hampton
Exactly.
when I'm on that screen, and for you to feel like you're watching him, and for you to learn everything about the experience that you want to learn. And that's really my
And
responsibility.
if you want to ask me about his character and what my thoughts was on some of his things, cool. But don't ask me how I feel personally about certain shit race related.
Or you can ask, but if I choose not to answer,
exactly,
that
don't be
shouldn't
mad at
burn-
me. Exactly.
That shouldn't grind your gears.
The thing I do like about this, about black people saying, hey, we want certain people to play these roles, and even with the whole election, black people demanding a platform for black people in this country before you get our vote. We need something for us. I like this circling of the wagons, so to speak.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get anything from black people for free anymore. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So I don't see anything wrong with a movie about Fred Hampton. I don't see anything wrong with the fans saying to the actor, hey, we demand more from you. You owe us this because you're playing this role. I don't see anything wrong with them saying
I'm not
And
saying
that's
that I see anything wrong with
I don't
it.
say anything.
All
I
I'm
mean,
saying
that's your
is
perspective.
that if Daniel chooses to just
Yeah.
toe the line and
Kiss
plead the
my
fifth
ass, man.
and
Like,
do what he
yeah.
needs to do for this role and not speak to that,
Exactly.
then I personally won't judge him for that. If others choose to, then I can't.
If he
tell
says
people
I
what to do and what not
humbly
to.
deny to answer that question, please, I'm cool, thank you, then that's his choice, man. Like, it's up to him, but at the end of the day, what he was owed was to
I
go out.
sincerely hope that there's a bunch of people that have your take, like that.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of conversation, please comment
Exactly.
on the YouTube
If
or
you
anywhere.
fired up about that shit, go holler at him after you see the
If you agree with
the
Stop's
road.
take. We're not arguing,
No.
we just see different sides of it.
And look, and I understand Cynthia Erivo. I understand Daniel Kaluuya's wanting to take these roles as
Hell yeah.
actors.
Right, absolutely.
I get it. You know what I mean? It's like,
But you're saying
I
the
wanna show off
responsibility
my-
of
there's
the
a
actor
responsibility that
should
comes with
be
it.
to
Yes.
speak to the role
For the craft
greater
and
than-
everything.
Yes, but I get them being actors, want to take on these roles, you know what I mean, to really flex their skills and show their ability, if they really are lovers of the craft, of the art form. I definitely understand that. And I understand that racism is a worldwide thing, and that they leave London and they're leaving Europe to come here for more opportunities.
Yeah.
So I get that. I understand that as well. It makes perfect sense. Like, I couldn't knock them.
Obviously.
If things were reversed, and London was the movie mecca,
Right, exactly.
and black people here in America found it easier to go and get roles and make more money in London.
Right.
I can see a mass immigration, and I guarantee we'd be having the same conversation, but about people in London
Right.
who maybe
Bitching
are
about,
descendants
you know.
of Caribbeans
Exactly.
and West
And it's
Africans. Like,
quality
yo,
banter.
you know what I mean? Why do we
Yeah.
have these Americans coming here taking our roles written by Nigerians and Jamaicans
Right,
and
yeah.
Trinidadian? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Instead of us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So.
I mean, like it makes for an interesting
Right,
topic,
exactly,
and
it does.
it presents a line. Like you can't really toe it. You're kind of on one side or the other. So it's
It's like
a good
you going to
discussion
star, you're going to star in Top Boy or something like that.
piece. Right.
They're
I know
like,
what to do, bruh.
He don't, you see what I'm saying? They're like,
bruh.
his accent is crazy, it's terrible, it's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Bruh.
Doesn't know anything about knife
Nigga
crime.
getting the peas, the peas.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
know
like,
what I mean?
he does nothing about trainers.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, come on, you know what I mean? They'd be upset with you. Like, no, it's not the same thing.
But if I got the role, then you should be hating on everybody that didn't.
Right. And then, you know, I got to be like, yo, you know, he's an actor. He wants to take that role. So I get it. I understand it. You know what I mean? It's just something we're going to have to work out, something we're going to have to work through.
Yeah, maybe
I-
a sternly worded tweet. Sent
Right.
I'm gonna need
Right.
your stance, brother.
But I will say this, and I'm not sure how the movie's going to play out, but I hope that the Messiah, Judas in the Messiah movie, doesn't try to paint Lakeith Stansfield as the main reason why Fred Hampton gets killed, and
Right.
not because he was raided while he was, his apartment was raided while he was sleeping
Shot
next
the
to his
fuck
wife,
up.
Well, if
and
you-
shot and killed by the police in a raid. You know, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So we got to wait and see how the movie goes.
Oh
See
man,
what-
it was made by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So we already know the spin on that. What we got next, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know the twist on that, B.
I mean, not for nothing, but it's kind of incredible, man. Fred Hampton was just like a hair older than 21.
That's what I was
like
gonna
just
say.
a hair.
Yeah.
He was damn on his way to change the world, man.
Yeah. That's why he took him out.
Yeah, you ain't lying, dog. You ain't said no lies, man.
COINTELPRO.
I don't even know that I had like a steady cell phone bill commitment when I was 21.
Yeah,
I'm sure
right?
I missed a month or two.
You gotta
and
be
he's
taking those-
yelling to crowds of people, making them believe that they could be revolutionaries.
The leader amongst men who
Fuck,
just
man.
became a man himself.
It's-
You know what I mean? So
That's kind of unfathomable.
yeah, that is kind of
Like,
lived-
what
he
type of
lived his
shoes? Like, I mean, you know, like you see your Jordans, your Mike Tysons, your incredible athletes at a very young age, and they have the weight of the world on their shoulders just because of all the obligations and commitments and, you know, codes that they had to adhere to. But his shit is totally different. Like, he's not even making these riches, and he's on these platforms
For the people.
and people just ran to him and
To
believed in him.
defend
Like,
yourself. You know what I'm saying? And revolutionize, man. I am a revolutionary.
right.
that's something.
Understand?
See, this is why people demand so much from these actors taking on these roles.
I
Because
demand
of
him to
these
do a
things
good
you just
job.
said,
You're right,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So,
absolutely. Like
you
that's
know,
why I said Fishburne would
It's
have
not
marked it.
these are not fictional characters.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? That's something totally different.
Yeah.
These are real people. So real heroes. You know what I mean? So Fred
Absolutely.
Hampton, Harriet Tubman, come on.
Right. They owe it to the public
Harriet
to do a
Tubman is
great
everything.
job.
Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? It's what it is. We can talk about real quick because you said you didn't really want to go too hard on it, right?
Yeah. So
Briefly. So Oprah came out speaking out against white privilege, things of that nature. She caught a whole bunch of backlash behind that. People are like, how are you going to talk about white privilege when you're a billionaire, when you're filthy rich? Which is like the most ignorant kind of comment you can make. Like, just
Yeah.
because she's filthy rich. What about the other millions and millions of black people who aren't?
Billions.
Who are struggling, who are
Yeah,
struggling in this
right,
country.
right.
That's kind of
And
ridiculous.
it ain't like
how
she was
many-
born rich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
all the while, you know, she
So-
worked hard, but
Yeah, she
a
grinded.
lot of dealings.
So Oprah kind of fell out of favor with some people, some black people, especially when they were doing the whole R. Kelly, Michael Jackson
Yeah, that
special.
joint, yeah. She didn't need to make that joint at all.
Right, it wasn't necessary, right?
At all.
So people thought it was an attack on black men, this, that, and the other, because then Gayle King did the R. Kelly interview, and you know Gail and Oprah or
Yeah,
clothes,
yeah.
you know, once again, an attack on black
I'm
men.
fighting for my life.
You know what I mean? So, you know, his guilt or innocence aside, but
Yeah.
saying, so it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because there were other white men doing the same things, if not worse, and they weren't focusing.
And
their
she cool
energy
with him,
on
like the
that.
Weinstein
Right.
homies. But like,
Right.
yeah, let's go. Continue on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So now Oprah has a voting initiative for black women who, I guess she's really trying to empower black women to get out and vote more and do more things
Right.
with their vote, show how much power they have,
Mhm.
which is cool, and I'm all for that.
Sure.
I mean, the thing that I don't like about that is it's just like cool that she made for girls in Africa. I feel like when you're trying to do something to empower black people, you have to do both the men and the women and the children. It can't just be, I'm doing this just for black men, or I'm doing this just for black women, or I'm doing this just for black boys, or I'm doing this for black girls, because I think both sides, both sexes, both genders have to be empowered and uplifted at the same time to see any true significant change. And I hope that it works well. You know, I hope the initiative works well. I'm all for that. But you see that
I
the
get what
school
you're saying
ended in scandal.
from a generational standpoint. If you have 4 through 10-year-old girls who are learning at such an advanced rate, and all of their options in terms of the opposite sex grow, and they grow in different educational systems, then like, yeah,
If you have so much money and so much power and so much funding, why focus on just boys? Why just focus on girls? You know? I mean, you are black. You come from a woman and a man.
yeah.
So, you know,
I
why
think
not?
she does it. I think that's just one aspect. She might have did a school for girls, but she might got other things going on, unisex and things that, you know,
Not
don't.
that's highly publicized.
You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I can't go into all her philanthropy and everything that she got going on. I think for a fact that she looks out on both ends the best she can, but she's definitely focused on young black girls because she was once one, and she's trying to make sure they got the proper opportunities and things. And she knows how hard it is for them to even get somewhere in this male society. So
And I mean, I get to understand it, but I just feel like
And
someone with
that's the
that
other
much
element.
income
You know what I mean? Like,
could do both. I mean, that's not for me to say, yo, help everybody with your money. I can't tell you how to spend your money.
but I
if
feel
it was,
like
if
she
it was
is.
me,
I feel like she is though.
if it was me, I would be like, I'm going to do boys and girls.
What
And it
sounds
was-
better? But come on, and let's think about this. Who's putting this out? Publicists, people like that who want to put out the right story for the image. So does it sound great that she did a boys' school, or does it sound better that she did the girls' school? Or is that highly more publicized? You get what I'm saying? She might have did some things for boys and contributed all different types of things, but
It's not
they
getting
not
the same
going.
publicity.
They not. The media ain't pressing that.
Now, what I do like that she's done right now is those like was it 20-something billboards in St. Louis asking to
Breonna
have
Taylor.
the, asking to have Breonna Taylor's killers brought to justice, arrested and charged.
Yeah, man.
Because they had what, March, February?
I want to say that.
Yeah, months
February.
ago. It's still to this day.
It's
nobody's
August,
charged.
man. Like nothing,
Yeah,
man.
so it's absolutely you know,
Administrative leave, like nigga, what?
yeah. Paid
Administrator,
vacation.
you got paid vacation for
Yeah.
killing somebody, like dog. And that's what they do with them on that gang side. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother.
But I think
situation.
more black celebrities should do those type of things. So I'm glad that she is doing that. Hopefully, it sets like.
I mean, it is, man. Everybody like,
Precedent.
people
and
are.
That's what we start doing. You start shaming people
Right.
who do wrong by your people in your cities and your communities, things that if you bring attention to it,
Which
you don't
you
just
can
let it
do,
go away.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't let it
Exactly.
go
Like,
away.
that's
Somebody who's been doing a lot and he ain't got no Oprah money or nothing like that, but was directly affected by George Floyd. Shout out to my man Steven Jackson, Stack 5, you know what I'm saying? Him and Matt Barnes, they podcast, you know what I'm saying? But definitely Stack. He been all through the country, different cities, protesting. He's still going at it, doing this thing right now, you know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to him, man. Love for that boy. Yeah, and that's the type of stuff like they won't press on like that, but because I follow him, because I, you know what I'm saying, I see what's going on. He was here in Philly, he had protests in Philly, he done been in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, all over. He doing this thing, man, since that thing happened, and he really pressing the issue. And a lot of people been trying to give him a little flack, like, yeah, you going too hard for black lives, and you know what I mean,
How
it's
can you
all
go too
lives.
hard?
Like, yo,
You can't go
listen,
hard
man.
enough.
Exactly, yeah.
I
And
can't
that's
go
what he
too
doing,
hard.
man. So shout out to him, because.
All right, unless y'all got something else to say about Oprah, we just gonna dabble.
Yeah, man, that's cool with the heart
You know
pose.
what I
You
mean?
know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that money, though. Trying to get those B's like Harpo, though. You dead coming.
I mean, yeah, she done lost some of her fan base, but she alright.
Yeah.
She ain't lost no B's over it, which
Yeah,
means she
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
lost no sleep over it.
Exactly.
Neither did I. I won't either. That money still moving while I'm sleeping? Seems like a good day.
Kicking the bed. Stabman, I asked you if the money's still moving. Yes, baby, yeah, shit, I ain't hear you. That's the fuck I thought.
Exactly. It better be. About a minute, nigga.
All right, let's see.
Franchising.
Trump cutting people's money. Trump messing with the money now.
Man, it ain't even Trump. It was the party. First and
But you're getting
foremost.
$200 less now
Listen, man. In the big scheme of things,
with that weekly benefit there.
fam. Listen, for one that's on.
But do you
on
think
that-
it's going to make people go back to work? The reason he cut the money is because he wants to motivate
Incentivize people
to
to
go
go back
Listen,
to work.
people gonna go back to work when they feel safe to work.
Right.
So that's it. Like that's just the bottom line now. You can incentivize all ever you want. I'm not rushing to go back.
That brings up an interesting question.
Is it
what
safe
would
to
be
make
what
work?
would be more enticing first? The unequivocal thought of safety, or an unbelievable job opportunity that paid you a dollar amount that you weren't thinking that you would be able to get otherwise?
The job opportunity.
Okay, excuse me.
No, I'm sorry.
I mean, job opportunity is great, but you know, in this awakening, I'm on boss shit. So I ain't really trying to be working for nobody else. So if it's a situation where I'm still able to handle my brand and maybe fuck with them, cool. But I doubt it for that dollar amount. So I'm gonna be safe because probably what they asking me to do is probably be around more motherfuckers than I need to be and putting myself and my health in. What do you know what I'm saying? What's the dollar amount on your life? At the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, what offer is your life? And if that means I got to be around a bunch of shit for that, yeah, I'm gonna pass and boss up.
See, now what was
Podcast
it?
boss.
See, for me, it's a little different because I still have to go into work.
Right.
So, you know, I can get paid more money
Yeah.
to go in and do what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
Then I say a dollar amount. Like, yeah, I'm
Right.
already working as it is. But for somebody who doesn't have to go in,
Like
I mean,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a different perspective on it.
Yeah, because I'm not the type to go all, out in this climate. Like I'm in the house. I mean, shit, I barely went out before COVID, so this just gave me creative license
Absolutely not.
to stay in the house now. With immunity. It would I don't know, man. It would have to take. So I guess there would be a number in my head that I would say, yeah, I'll sign. Tell me what I got to do. So
But
I
that's
guess-
the whole thing right there. What is it? 'Cause
Right.
if it's something like that for a dollar amount you're talking about, it's going to be some shit. You're putting yourself in harm's way, man. They're not giving you no fucking money to just be falling back on the laptop and getting shit done and hollering at people with something on the phone. It's going to be some
Well, I
shit
mean,
you
it's
get.
not impossible.
I'm just saying, for this particular thing we talking about, we're making it that, motherfucker. If you're trying to get that money, you got to do something you ain't really trying to do.
Doing the 8
to
hours
get
in
it.
the mask.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Face
what the
guard.
fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, that was that. But one other thing I was going to ask. I guess this is more geared towards you guys.
There you go with this shit.
What's
I already be
we
getting me in
gotta
fucking
keep
trouble
the
with
people
shit.
updated, man.
Right.
You know, so I mean,
Several curbsides to
how
be coming.
how's the dating going during the pandemic? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what we were talking about. I mean, at what point do the masks come off? What do you do when
Well, I have
the eyes are attractive?
I
And then
don't
they take the mask off,
I
and you're
don't
like,
have any new dating, so it would be, people I
feel deceived or
yeah,
fooled?
somebody I'm dealing with already, so I can't say about any new shit, so I really can't comment too much
Okay.
on.
I can.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. Yeah.
So do you feel
we
tricked
can
if
play
the
this
eyes are nice
online.
and then the mask come off
and
and
ain't
you're
gonna
like,
be no
oh,
broad.
whoa.
Like, I can't believe you said that. No, I'm free.
How do you get out of that situation?
Nah.
Personally, I'm not the in the
Matt,
street
take off.
dater. Like I just said, I don't go out. So if I'm seeing somebody attractive in like a supermarket or something, hey, how you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, it
So you don't just walk up to him and pull it down?
no, man. It's trying to get
Nah,
tased.
stop.
Right. Her boy forgot to do something with the hammer, but you shouldn't be in that type of, I don't want to say desperation, but that's
I just ask these people. I know people.
that's a
still
tricky
gotta
way to date. I mean, so
it's going to be cuffing season soon.
No, you still rapping though. Like, I mean, the difference is now with everything, with it being summer and how this COVID is, it's more so if you're doing anything dating wise, or just let's not say dating, maybe that's the wrong word, mingling wise, it has to be outside. That way you can feel comfortable with bringing the mask down and being cool to talk at a certain level and a certain distance from somebody. When you inside, like you said, the most you probably can do, you gotta make that eye contact, and then you gotta be like a little John, like, yo, I bring my John down. You know what I'm saying? Or something.
Let's
Like,
see what you're working with.
You know what I'm saying? That's
I mean,
all. Like, but yeah, that's you gotta be strategic in that. So that's why more so the outside is gonna be where to play, or like I've heard cats, meeting in different stores and things of that nature in the aisle, and you got your distance, and I guess you're wrapping the aisle over some
6
bleach
feet
or
apart.
something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some paper products, but shit, whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably just stay online, and that way I can at least see their faces. Now, if they like try to catfish or some shit like that, at least you'll know when you see them that one time. Okay, I thought you were this cute, tall, thin woman, and now I have this pudgy Asian man approaching me. So I'm gonna just go on
Ty,
about my
it's me.
way. Right. But like, you don't know me now, so you just got to be,
What I can say is
careful, I guess.
What I can say is what I've known from and seen from COVID is that it's definitely making couples and people like come together more because downtown last night.
Is it making you more romantic?
I don't know about all that. I'm always got that romance in me, baby. Just do what it do. It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Come on, some people are born with it. You know what I mean? But anyway.
I'm already top tier.
You know what I'm saying? I can always get better. I can always get better. You know what I'm saying? Ass wipes. But anyway, yo. But I was down like Second and Market the other day, and like, yo, they got it cut off right there, like right at Second and right where Market and Second is. Like you can't drive down and make that right because it's just open seating with all the restaurants like in the street, the whole nine.
Franklin Fountain.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, like that in itself is ill because that now. Where what used to be on that Second Street was mingle traffic.
Right.
But now is, you know what I'm saying, you're mingling with who you need to mingle with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that one-on-one. Either some ladies out there eating amongst themselves or whatever like that, but more couples coupled up. So, you got to be comfortable in this COVID because, listen, you ain't trying to be around somebody that could bring all them fucking germs back. All right?
You just hope that people are just still keeping that in mind, man. But you see a lot of instances, a lot of social gatherings where nobody got a mask on, or nobody give a fuck. Bus full of people, or pool parties,
close,
or
man.
just. I mean, like
splashing.
there was a party like 5 doors down from my crib last night, and like when I went to lock my gate, like the let out, it was like 10, 15 people outside just yelling, drinking,
That ain't
smoking
bad, though.
outside. Well, that was just the let out outside. I don't know what happened inside that building.
Hey man, if it's
That's what I'm
50 or
talking
less,
about.
you good, man. In
That's too many. I can't.
Not in the house. I'm talking about
I'm
that.
saying, like, they
Not in
was
the
coming
house.
from inside.
Oh, all right, got you. Like
Like,
you
this was
outside
just people,
somewhere,
I
like
don't know,
spread.
yeah.
I'm cool, man. In a big area. Yeah, man, listen, I'm good spread outside with that shit. I was out the beach, man. Y'all motherfuckers
10
enjoy the
up
air,
to
man. You can't breathe the air now? Like, what are you talking about, man? As long as you ain't on top of it, I'm never doing nothing tight again. I ain't never like real tight shit anyway. But the way shit is set out, like I was at the beach with my son last week, like that shit, like people here, people there, like you still spread, but you enjoying the fucking, you know what I'm saying? What's out there?
Did you go on the boardwalk?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool. Like everybody playing their part, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no mask on, but like, everybody trying to, not on each other, like basically,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep that distance, walking how they need to. Got me some motherfucking, what's that chicken and peas fries off that junk.
Say what?
Chicken Pete's.
Chicken and peas fries off that
Okay.
junk with my
Yeah.
son. Went go-kart riding with him.
That's
You know
what's
what
up.
I'm saying?
I'm sure you enjoyed yourself.
That he did, man.
Excellent.
Needed that. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Anything else? Any topics you want to touch on?
Nothing comes to mind, man. I usually defer to y'all.
Well, on this name?
Should we just? I think maybe we should just drop it as a surprise. So,
Yeah.
just some random.
What's that?
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
It's a new segment we want to add.
Okay. All right.
Stop in
I'd
this
love to
name.
hear about it. Okay.
Stop in
I
this
don't say who it is. We're not gonna say who it is. That's
Nice little teaser. Something to look forward to.
Okay, fair enough.
no release date just yet.
Okay.
Coming soon. Definitely. Well, real quick, I'd like to take a couple minutes real quick and say on this August 9th, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Mama's shining because she went home a year ago today. I want to say shout out to her lover. She's not here physically, but she's definitely with us here all day long. And for all those good brothers and sisters that reached out, that was there with me at the homegoing. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all for all that. Never got to send thank you cards, but thank you. And in that, hug your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate time. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the money and the bullshit. Appreciate time, because this shit ain't guaranteed. And live, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's always what moms wanted me to do, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. The balls all day long, man. Sleeves in here, staff in the middle, tie over there in the cuts. Dread doing his lens work, man. For life, baby. The balls. We everywhere.
R.I.P. Big Gary.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, real quick too, before we go, stop bullshitting. You see everybody with the balls t-shirts. We got them joints for sale now. The giveaway is the fuck over. Alright, yeah, I just went from real smooth shit with my mama to real shit about business now. Alright? Giveaway's over, $15. We got hats and all types of shit coming for y'all soon. Alright?
Swag.
Believe it. So get ready. Peace.